But the temperatures are not helping. Temperatures in triple digits, that is just allowing this hot, dry air to fuel the fire. And in fact, the winds, they're not extremely strong, but with fires, what happens is you get this heat to build at the bottom, at the surface. And heat rises, so it builds up into the upper atmosphere. And when that air builds up, something's got to replace it. So winds can gust in from the sides and cause its own weather system in a way, its own circulation that can cause the winds to really gust up there. Now, further down to the south, we have a more immediate threat. This is Typhoon Jeongdeori. As it continues to push off to the north, it's going to make a left-hand turn, pushing in to the island of Japan. Now, as it makes landfall in Japan, the angle of its approach, this is an anomaly because it's making landfall here at almost perpendicular to the islands. This is going to allow the water on the north side to really build into Tokyo and cause a major coastal flooding threat as the storm surge builds there. After just 30 minutes, the temperature inside this car gets over 114 degrees. And as we head towards an hour of time in that car without ventilation, you're looking at temperatures inside that car easily reaching 120 degrees, if not higher. So very dangerous if you leave your children or pets in the car. Do not ever leave them in your car at any period of time, especially during this prolific heat wave. We're looking at the possibility of a tornado to be there too. As we look right in this region here, we're looking at the chance of a tornado to form right in there. As you can see, you see that radar update. We're looking at that couplet of green and red coming together. That's alternating winds that is causing a possible tornado to spin up there with that storm. Now, another area that could use the rain is the desert southwest. In fact, the Four Corners region is under an exceptional drought. This has been a persistent drought that has lasted quite some time. And the good news is that they're starting to get into their monsoon season. So as we head through the rest of this afternoon, some more showers and storms popping up from Albuquerque to Phoenix and just north of Las Vegas. These showers and storms could drop a couple inches because they're not moving very fast, so some minor flash flooding will be possible here as well. It is 7 times the size of the island of Manhattan and continuing to grow. Just a very massive and large area that has been engulfed by these flames. In fact, it is the 7th most destructive fire in California history, as it has engulfed over 1,000 homes. So we have a line of storms that have developed from Clay and Dixon counties that are going to continue to push towards the Abilene and Manhattan area. You see it's arriving in Manhattan around 2:49 p.m. today. Now what this high pressure is doing is it's acting like a dome. It's restricting all this air here in the middle of the country, and what it's doing is it's trapping all this heat and humidity, making it very unbearable over the next couple of days. In fact, we will see temperatures in those mid-90s for most of us here in Middle Tennessee, and those heat index values, very important. That's what it feels like outside. A tornado warning that has been issued for Jasper County. You need to seek shelter immediately if you live in Jasper County. We're looking at this hook echo of a storm right in the middle of Colfax here. We're seeing a nice hook on.
Welcome back, everyone. Tom Sater here. It's time now for our international weather outlook, and joining us always is our meteorologist, Tyler Moore. Tyler, if I recall last week, you were talking about down under in Australia. It's winter, and July is their coldest month, but yet they recorded their warmest July on record. And now what? Records around the globe? What's going on?
I mean, we're seeing records all across the globe, all across multiple continents, where they've seen heat in North Africa above 50 degrees Celsius. That's breaking all-time records there. In parts of Sweden, north of the Arctic Circle, they're talking about wildfires and record heat as well. And now in Japan, let's take a look at the graphics here. Japan hit 41.1 degrees Celsius, breaking their all-time record. And the heat is not only setting into Japan, but in also parts of Korea as well. We're looking at the Korean Peninsula being extremely hot. And then back into China as well, the heat has been building there. In fact, in the Korean Peninsula, in Pyongyang, 37.9 degrees Celsius. That is breaking an all-time record there. Good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore. Take a look at the weather across the country for the rest of this afternoon. We have some beautiful weather up in the northeast, some scattered showers and storms firing down the southeast, and some extreme heat starting to set into the southern plains near Oklahoma and Texas. Just to the north of that, some severe weather will be possible. In fact, scattered showers and storms will be firing from Minneapolis down towards Little Rock, maybe back towards Wichita as well. These storms will continue to work their way off to the east as we head into the overnight hours tonight, maybe affecting Chicago and Indianapolis during the early morning hours tomorrow, and then getting towards Cincinnati for their morning commute, where things could be a little bit slower and wetter than normal. Now, here's where you can see the severe weather with these storms, mainly looking at from Iowa down to Arkansas and then back across Kansas, where we could see the isolated risk for severe weather with damaging winds and large hail as the main threats, but we cannot rule out the isolated chance for a tornado as well. Now, further south towards Oklahoma and Dallas, we're looking at the temperatures right now at 102 degrees in Oklahoma City and 106 in Dallas. That is some extreme heat already staying in place there. In fact, the National Weather Service has issued excessive heat warnings for Dallas and San Angelo, where temperatures could reach 110 degrees, and then heat advisories a large area around this region as well as we head through the next couple of days. In fact, here's what the high temperatures will be for the day tomorrow. Dallas, you're looking at a high temperature of 107 degrees. Not much better in Austin, Oklahoma City at 106 degrees. Unfortunately, this hot weather will be continuing into the weekend. We're looking at the hottest day on Saturday at 108 degrees and not much better on Sunday at 107, possibly breaking records Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with our average high this time of year, 96 degrees. So we would stay well above that as we head into next Wednesday. We'll keep you up to date with the latest on the heat and severe weather coming up in just a little bit. This fire intensified overnight, prompting several evacuations from a local hospital. At least 2 people have died in the flames. 500 structures have already been burned, but nearly 5,000 more are in the fire's path. Officials say a vehicle's mechanical failure caused the blaze. In Syria, it's been a horrific day of carnage in a southern province that is one of the last ISIS strongholds. At least 166 people were killed Wednesday in a brazen suicide bombing and other attacks. This one, at a vegetable market, left 38 people dead, according to state media. ISIS is claiming the responsibility, saying its fighters attacked security and government targets before detonating their explosive vests. Syrian and Russian forces are trying to root out the last of ISIS militants from the southern part of the country. Meanwhile, the longest total lunar eclipse of the century just happened in most parts of the world. But here's what made it even more special. It's a blood moon. Sunlight passing through the Earth's atmosphere turned the moon red. This is what the eclipse looked like fast forward. And if that weren't enough, Mars was also the closest to us it's ever been in the last 15 years, a cherry on top for stargazers. Unlike a solar eclipse, no glasses were required. The eclipse was visible nearly everywhere except North America. Next on Newsroom LA, he's been called many things: cricket star, playboy, socialite, but his next title will likely be Prime Minister. Imran Khan's rise to power in Pakistan ahead. And falling short, the Trump administration says it's done its job, but hundreds of families separated at the U.S. border with Mexico still don't have their children back.